Hi, Gretchen.
Hey, Annie.
So this is Annie and Gretchen, Donuts and Pie Fitness, and we're here with Jennifra Norton today. And I could not be more excited. And I was thinking of something. I think Jennifra is the only person we've done a second interview with. Is
That's
that
right.
right?
Yes.
Yay! Um,
Oh,
so
I feel so special.
yeah, So I'm going to give a little introduction about you, Jennifra, even though we've already done an interview with you. In full disclosure, Jennifra and I have been friends for a very long time. And I think when I first met Jennifra, she was doing massage and started a yoga practice. And she always said, I really would love to just make my living doing yoga. And here we are. Talk about manifestation. I'm so proud of her for that. And when we interviewed you, I think it was 2019, if I'm not mistaken, because it was on the beach, right? So Jennifra has a business called Chatham Lighthouse Beach Yoga.
Yep.
I say that in the right order?
Yes.
Okay, because I always get things a little bit wrong. And that is in Chatham in Cape Cod, and people vacation there from all over the world. So fortunately, Jennifra had these classes where she had people from all walks of life, all over the place. Sometimes 60, 70, I don't know. You had a lot of people coming and going. So you had a lot of access to people. People had a lot of access to you, and you got to really show and make an impression on them with your talents as a yoga instructor. And so then it begs the question, how were you able to transform beach yoga to now this virtual platform that we're forced to do in the pandemic?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that I made that transition with a lot of help. I've never been afraid to ask for help. I think that you can do anything, you just might not be able to do it alone. So I reached out to my dear friend Carla, who helps me every day on the beach. For anybody who has ever taken a yoga class with me at Chatham Lighthouse Beach, you will have seen Carla, if not met her. And she is way more tech savvy than I am. I'm a lot of things. Tech savvy is not one of them. So she helped me make my way through Zoom, navigating along, whether she was talking me off the ledge or sort of decoding some of that tech talk that I just didn't understand. And as luck would have it, she and I had been traveling together. We were on a trip to Italy just as all of this COVID was starting to come into a reality around the world. So when we got home, we put ourselves into a voluntary 2-week quarantine. And it just so happened that when ours was over is when everybody around us was going into quarantine. So I knew that I had to do something to figure out how to teach yoga to my students when we couldn't meet in person. Of course, nobody knew how long we were going to be in quarantine. We were expecting a couple of weeks, maybe.
Right.
But I was very motivated to figure out a way to offer my classes to all of my students who would normally be practicing with me in person. So it was with a lot of help and a lot of tenacity to figure out Zoom at the time when everybody was figuring out Zoom, really. So trial and error, and we were all in it together. So my students were very patient with me. I was very patient with them. And in the end, we all came together, and it's been phenomenal, actually.
God, that is so great. And it is like we always do want to, I always talk to Gretchen about this. We always do want to learn new stuff, but when it comes to technology, I kind of really don't because it's so intimidating and we didn't grow up with it. So I'm like, yeah, I want to learn to do that. And then I just go, oh no. So good for you. I mean, you really stayed with it and made the best of it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that because it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Um, if somebody had said to me in February that I was going to have to figure out all that I have had to figure out, I probably would still be paralyzed in fear. But because it came to me sort of in bite-sized pieces, I was able to go with the flow and sort of figure it out at the pace that it was coming to me, again with help. But yeah, if somebody had said to me, you're going to have to figure out how to take your whole practice online, reconfigure my guest room into a yoga studio, so on. So I would really literally still be paralyzed in fear.
That's the funny thing, because you don't think about what you've learned, and if you do it, then it becomes just second nature. It's like I tell Annie, because Annie can do so many things now that she did not realize. Even if you think about it, Annie, it's pretty amazing the stuff you're doing these days. And even 2 weeks ago, she's like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do it. So now I'm curious as to what, I know about the challenges and about Zooming and all, but what's been some of the most unexpected benefits of having an online, Zoom yoga class?
Yeah, it's a really great question, Gretchen. And I'll tell you that the unexpected benefits, I sometimes feel a little bit embarrassed about my good fortune, but I've had enough misfortune in my life to know that we're all going to take a turn. So I'm just taking my turn at having some good fortune here. And some of the unexpected benefits has been that my Sangha has grown exponentially. The people who would normally be practicing with me in person, where I live on Cape Cod, a very resort community, summer oriented. Even a lot of my people who would be here with me year round in the studio go south for the winter or travel to their second homes and wouldn't be able to practice with me. So now not only are they able to practice with me from all over the United States. I mean, I have people from New Mexico, Texas, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, New Jersey, New York, Colorado, all over, including occasionally some people in Europe that join my classes because they can. So it's been phenomenal. And it's been another growing opportunity for me as a yoga teacher. Just like when I'm on the beach, I have to modify the way that I teach on the beach because number one, you're in soft sand. So not all poses are going to translate well into soft sand. And I'm teaching, as Annie said, sometimes 60, 70 people that I don't know. I don't know their history, their injury, their level of fitness or capability. So I have to modify how I teach to those circumstances. And the same thing teaching virtually. You'll never do a headstand or a full-on back bend in my teaching my classes online. I just think that that's irresponsible and dangerous. So I'll never do poses that I think are really necessary to have skillful hands-on instruction. So it's been a pretty great experience with a lot of unexpected benefits.
That is so.
Now, let me just touch on one thing that I think you had said is the different things that have come to you that you never went looking for. Aren't you teaching a university class somewhere? But
Yes.
where's that?
Yes. It's a small private college in Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, how does that happen?
Yeah, I can tell you how that happened, that a young woman, a wonderful young woman who has connection to her in-laws on the Cape, comes to my beach yoga class every single morning without fail when she's on Cape Cod in the summer. And she is the director of student activities. And so she called me and said, we need some way to continue to bolster our student population. They're doing everything online now. So I thought of a yoga class and then I thought of you.
Wow.
So of course I said yes. Who would say no to that? So it's great. It's really, really wonderful.
And the other thing that you shared with me that I thought was just incredible was your winter solstice meditation, that you had 60 something people from around the world joining you.
It's true.
I mean, you're kind of a celebrity, I think, at this point. Isn't that count status?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
From Europe and all over in America, every time zone in America was represented, and I think I had Italy, Ireland, Germany, and Amsterdam, Spain. Wow. Yeah, I know. Kind
You
of
couldn't
amazing.
have looked for that. You couldn't have planned that. You couldn't have marketed that. There's just no way. So, wow for you. All right. So we are going to ask you what we ask everybody is, what is your advice for aging enthusiastically, Jennifra?
my advice for aging enthusiastically is to be courageous and realistic. To not let your limitations that exist in your mind also exist in your body, but don't let the enthusiasm or the lack of reality of your mind influence your body. You know, the body doesn't lie, but you don't need to fear what you feel, right? Just try it, go do it. And particularly as it comes to yoga, I'll speak to yoga because that's my thing. If you try a yoga class and it doesn't work, don't think that you can't practice yoga, because there's a lot of kinds of yoga, and there's every kind of yoga, every yoga teacher is going to be different. So just keep trying until you find the one that's right for you. But I would say just equal measure of reality and courage. Keep going, keep doing the things that make you happy, because really in the end, she who dies having had the most fun wins.
I love that. That is such great advice. Also, I think about yoga classes, I think that is spot on, because you'll hear somebody say, I took one, it wasn't for me. There's so many different styles, so many different instructors that you really need to try a bunch of different ones to figure out which ones you like best. But this has been great. I'm so excited that you're online. That means I can now take you, out here Zooming. I mean, it'll just be perfect. That will be great. It'll be my winter fun until I get
Yeah,
back.
so tell us how we can get onto your classes. Where's your schedule, and how do people out there that have seen this connect and join you?
Yes, another thing that I've done is completely revamped my website, which is chathamyoga.com. So that right there on the home page is this big pink text that says, click here to log on to Zoom class. And then next to that is click here to make a payment for your online Zoom class.
Two important buttons.
Yeah.
It's something that I've created since teaching online, is this unlimited access to every class that I teach, which is I think 12 in total now in a week, for 99.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, and it's been really great. And I've seen husbands now are joining, wives and children who live elsewhere are joining, whole families together in their basement room. It's been fantastic. Yeah, so I think $99 is the amount of money that most people can afford, especially if you are a yoga-holic and you like to take a class. I have classes 6 days a week.
oh, that's perfect. That is great.
Actually, that's not true. I have classes 5 days a week.
Okay, that works still. That
I take Wednesdays off too.
couple days off. That's not a problem. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much for speaking with us today. And I know our our audience is going to love this. So this is really, really interesting and so much fun. What about you, Annie? Anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to make sure that people follow us, share it with their friends. Whenever we have an interview, I'm sure people are thinking of, oh, I've got to tell this person, I've got to tell that person. So make sure you do share this and like us, and go to the website, Chatham Yoga. No, I always say it wrong. Chatham Lighthouse Yoga. We'll include, when we do this, when we do post this interview, we will post all that information, and then go to our social media and
go donuts and pie. Right, exactly.
pie. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
Namaste.
Namaste.